absolutely convinced that nothing living or dead, angelic or demonic, today or tomorrow, high or low, thinkable or unthinkable, absolutely nothing can get between us and God's love because of the way that Jesus, our Master, has embraced us. You could probably add a few other things in there. This is the reading that we did this week in our worship services from Romans 8. And I'm reading this, and, it strikes me, right? Nothing. Living, dead, angelic, demonic, today, tomorrow, high or low, thinkable or unthinkable. Absolutely nothing. You might have heard a song we sing in church school. There is an absolutely nothing song. We talk about that. And you could add other things in there like COVID-19, summer camp getting canceled, mission trips getting canceled, youth gathering next summer getting canceled, to name a few things. Listen, none of those things can get between us and God's love. We sometimes get focused on the thing, right? And it's good to have those things because that's how we engage. That's where our soul is fed. It's where we feel close to God. It's where we feel like our place is, right? We feel like for our high schoolers, they feel like the TP here at the church, that's our youth room, is their place. When they can't be there, they feel like they don't have their place. That doesn't mean that God isn't there with them. It doesn't mean God isn't surrounding them, and it doesn't mean God isn't walking with them through this time that we're all dealing with. I've been thinking a lot about that because yet another thing got canceled yesterday, right? Big one. National Youth Gathering next summer. Big thing in Minneapolis. All the high school aged youth from all the churches in the ELCA come to Minneapolis and worship and serve and have community and gather. Some of those are life-changing experiences. I've seen them. I've heard about them. And I was looking forward to going. This was going to be the first one I had a hand in organizing for our church. It's gone now, right? It's just another thing that got taken off the list. And once again, we can be sad about it. We can be upset. And we can wish that it was happening, and we can look forward to the next one. But just to think about this, because the National Youth Gathering got canceled next summer, yeah, it takes something off my plate that I was thinking of and I was very excited about. But that doesn't mean that all of a sudden my connection with God is gone, right? Because I couldn't go to Minneapolis and worship with my high school students. And so it's okay to be sad and upset losing things. It just is. It stinks, right? Many of us have given up many things since, late February and March. This church gave up Easter. We still worshiped online, but we did not have people in the building. That's one of our biggest, most important days of the year. That is just a celebration of everything here. And we didn't get to have that. People are canceling things earlier now because you have to, for a big event like the youth gathering, for example, you have to have contracts signed early. You have to book rooms early. You have to plan things early. So this was about the time when some of those things that you can't take back were going to have to start happening. So that was why the decision was made. Also, we don't know in a year if you can put 35,000 plus people in a football stadium. We don't know that yet. And so I think, losing the things is hard. The uncertainty is hard. The things we don't know, and we just don't know so much right now. And it is a funny thing because as people, we have these phones at our fingertips, right? We can look up an answer for anything, and we can find an opinion on anything, and we can learn about anything. And we're faced with something we don't know, right? And that, I think that really unnerves some people. It really makes them feel uncomfortable out of their safe space. So once again, I'm just thinking about the things we're losing and giving up and canceling and rearranging, and you're looking at these things, but please remember, as Paul writes, nothing. There is absolutely nothing that separates us from God. If we can't come to the church, if we can't go to summer camp, if we can't go to those certain things, it doesn't mean God is no longer with us. God is just with us in the other things we choose to do, right? God is sitting with us in this uncertainty. God is sitting with us in our crummy feelings about things getting canceled. God is pointing us in new directions. That's the thing that I focus on. And I've tried to have a pretty positive attitude since all this started. One of the things we're doing is next week begins our local mission trip type service days that we're going to do with our students who are planning to go on trips this summer. When we had to make that difficult decision to cancel those trips, we did promise we would do something. And that something looks like different organizations around town are going to be getting donations from us. We'll be assembling bags and care packages, writing letters, cards. We'll be cleaning up I think there's a couple playgrounds we'll be cleaning. There's just so many things out there, so many people that need help. Because one of the things that did happen when COVID started, people, it's not that they didn't stop helping these organizations. It's that these organizations had to kind of close ranks to protect their staff and their clients, right? So they couldn't bring in as many volunteers. And the other thing that happened was we, as people, we kind of closed in on ourselves as far as like family units, not traveling, not going out, not doing any unnecessary things in public, like maybe walking into a place and dropping off a donation. It's just the way we dealt with this, right? It was to keep people safe, and it was to make sure that our situation was secure and our family was secure when we didn't really know much of what was going on when this all started. I think now that we've had some time to kind of adjust to this unnormal time, right? We got that. It's now time to look outward to our community and see where people need help, because people didn't stop needing help because of a virus, right? In fact, they need more help because of the virus. Some of the organizations we've talked to, the donations haven't come in as much, right? They're in need of items. We put out the call for personal care items and cleaning items for CVIC. We are still looking for those up until I think it is August 3rd. And so if you have anything like that, bring it in. If you can go out and get something like that and bring it to us, bring it in. People need that help. When I emailed back and forth with them, the need is there. So there are ways we can help. There are new ways God is showing us to be the church outside these walls, in other people's lives, and give them hope in a time when there sometimes isn't a lot of hope. So we're looking at these things, and like I said, we lost some things, but we're gaining some things. And I've been saying this since the beginning. It's like, yeah, we're giving up some things, but look where God is pointing us. Look, God didn't leave us. God didn't abandon us. God is showing us a new way to do things. And so I'm asking you, as Sharon Lutheran Church or whoever's seeing this video, don't forget the people that are outside of your circle that are hurting right now. Don't forget the people that maybe aren't getting the meals that they rely on because the place that donates them or gives them out isn't running right now. Don't forget the people who still need shelters to go to. People are hurting financially. If there's any organization out there that's collecting donations to help people get by because their job hours may have gotten cut, because they don't have childcare and they can't go to work and leave their little ones at home, if you can help those people, please do. That's how you be the church outside the walls. So that's just something I wanted to talk about today. It was kind of weighing on me since the youth gathering got canceled yesterday, and I was kind of, oh, by the way, it's not canceled, right? I got to say that. It's going to be summer 2022. They pushed it back a year. It just got canceled for 2021. I don't want people to think that the youth gathering is not happening. They're just pushing it back a year. And hopefully what that does is make it a safer environment, and we've got more information to go off of by then, and they can run the event smoothly without without a bunch of unknowns, right? So that's something that we can also look forward to, right? It's not gone. It's happening. We're learning patience, right? God is teaching us patience in all of this. And that is something we do need to learn as people too. We live in a world where we look at things and we want it right now, right now, right now. Sometimes we don't get it right now anymore. Sometimes we wait a little extra for those packages we order because the shipping stations aren't fully staffed, or there might not be as many trucks going in and out. Sometimes, or the manufacturers are downsizing because they can't afford to keep as many people employed, things like that. So things are taking longer. Maybe you do go to the store and the thing you want isn't there. I still go to Target and that toilet paper shelf is pretty empty. We're learning patience. We're learning to look outside ourselves. And I think God is doing something with this time to show us that we are more than just people gathered in a building, singing songs and drinking coffee and doing all those things. We're more than that. And we have a lot more that we can do than we realize when we're here together. When we walk outside these doors, you depart to serve. You go out into the world to do something with what you learned here at church. So that's my bit today. Just a little bit of pondering about what God is up to. God is still with you. There's nothing that can separate you from God. God is guiding you during this time. God is finding us new ways to serve and be the church. And God is teaching us patience. Like I said, it's a bummer things get pushed back or canceled. But we know that they're going to happen eventually. We know that there is light at the end of this tunnel. This isn't over, right? New things are being learned every day. New things are being discovered every day to help us. New treatments. There's vaccine trials going on. So we don't know when, but there is some light at the end of this tunnel. We're in a waiting time. And use that waiting time to see what your relationship with God looks like and how God is calling you to be the church outside of these walls. I think that's about all I have to say today. I really hope everybody's staying safe out there. And I really hope everybody is learning to be the church outside the walls. And I hope everybody is, even in the disappointments and cancellations and rearrangements, you're finding ways to find joy, because it is there if you look for it. So until next week, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. I hope to see you all here again. Thank you.